Why the f is PlayStation having a showcase? Can we be real?
Because Nintendo's gonna have one.
They delayed their only game. Why are they coming out to go, look guys, I've written 2022 on a post-it note. Can you read? Literally, it's going to be like the wrestling. Herman Hulst's going to walk into the ring and he's just going to be like, 2022, and walk around. Nothing. Hey, how's it going everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the HGO podcast. I'm your host for today, Ethan, and as always, I am with the guys, Hunter and Kyle. Hey guys, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing just too bad.
And for the first time in what feels like forever, I think it's been like 4 months, we have someone else on this damn podcast. It's Kane. It's the one that gets us views on this channel. Kane, welcome. I feel like you need a round of applause.
We did it!
I feel like you're a guest at this point. Like, this is it. We've hit the high time. We've got 4 people on the podcast again. Welcome back. Obviously, everybody knows you because you're the only person to get views on this channel. You are the Genshin Impact tutorial guy.
I made one, and I'm guessing I'm gonna have to make another.
I just want to give you a huge congratulations, apparently, because somehow this video it's got like 800 odd views, and it's still getting like 50 views every.
Still climbing.
It's not plateaued. It's getting like 50 views like every 1 to 2 days. Like, I was just looking at it, and in the first hour of today, it got 11 views. I don't know what you've done to make that video work, but well done, I guess.
Dude, just, like, Genshin Impact on YouTube is in demand.
Apparently so. Apparently people can't
really
get enough
is.
of Genshin Impact, which is why we're going to be talking about the new Genshin Impact update that's just happened. Cal's played a little bit of it and has played Aloy. You have played a lot more of it.
I haven't played Aloy.
Yeah, you haven't played
PC.
Aloy. But
PC.
but you
I'll
have
get her
played
eventually. I hear she sucks.
You're not in a rush.
We'll talk all about it in a
But
bit.
her passive. Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
We'll talk about it. We also have Kane will be here for like the first half of the podcast, and then we're letting him go, and we're forcing Cal to stay because he is legally required to be here when we talk about the PlayStation showcase, which we'll try and get through. Hunter has some predictions. Me and Cal might make some up as we go along because that's what we always do on this podcast. But no, welcome back to the show.
I wrote down predictions because I always do my homework.
Okay,
what about you, Ethan?
Okay, he
What
did.
about you, Ethan?
You literally
Where's
did that
your
when I went to the
fucking
toilet.
homework?
You literally just did that when I went to the toilet. You are a cheater. You're a fake.
Yeah, but I still did the homework.
Fake and a
As
fraud.
long as it's before the teacher checks
Well,
it, you know.
yeah, dude.
Well, if I'm the teacher, then I don't have to do it.
You implying that you never did your homework like 5 minutes before class time?
Oh, always. You know, I was always the kind of person
Always
that did
how I
my
do my homework.
If you didn't do your history essay the lunchtime before history class, was it really a history essay? Let's think about it. That's the way
Wait,
I
you
like
did
to
it before you got in the room?
see it. Yeah, unfortunately.
I'd sit down and be like, do you have your essay? I was like, what was the topic? Come back.
I can't find it in my bag. Maybe I'll have it by the end of the class. Let me just.
Maybe I'll have it by the time you lap back around.
But no, welcome back to the show, everybody, where every week we come together to talk about everything that we love in the world of gaming. You can find us on podcast services everywhere. Just search for Hot Gamers Only, or go to youtube.com/Hot Gamers Only, where you can find the video podcast and look at our faces each and every Monday. We've got some stuff coming up. We've got games coming out, so expect some more reviews. The Ratchet review, I feel like it's in purgatory because as soon as I started working on that, I had other work to be dealing with. So one day that'll release. We've got other games like Life is Strange, Deathloop, The Medium coming out, and like I say, Kane will also have a Genshin Impact thing out apparently soon. We don't even know what it is. Who knows what it is? Kane
You want to
does.
give the people a preview?
No.
Okay,
No.
sounds good. Sounds good.
Keeping
What a
it real
preview.
close to the
Well,
chest.
let's be real. Like 99.7% of views are from search and probably aren't watching the podcast. So
Hey, if you are watching the
It's true.
podcast or listening in and you like Genshin Impact, we do have a load of Genshin
oh yeah,
content.
audio listeners. I forgot about you
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, everyone does apparently, but we do love you guys on audio. And hey, if you love listening to us on audio, leave us a review on iTunes. We'd appreciate it. Sell out
Very
real quick.
smooth, Ethan.
But no, we've got plenty of Genshin content. To be fair, now we've done like 3 or 4 podcasts on this game. We've got Kane's stuff. We've got plenty of Genshin, and there's more to come apparently because Genshin fans are ravenous. And hey, we're not going to complain. If you guys like it,
Well,
we'll keep
the
making it.
issue is less that they're ravenous, and it's just that every content creator for Genshin Impact is terrible.
Oh, even better. Free market. That's free real estate.
I
Shots
know.
fired.
That's what I'm saying.
Shots fired. Shall we get into it then? Let's just get into it straight away. Genshin. What update is this? Because like at least last time we had
2.1.
2.1. Okay.
Yeah, so 2.0 now 2.1.
Okay. Cool.
Makes
so,
sense.
what's been added? What's new? What's happening in Genshin?
All right,
Impact?
so in 2.0 they had added 3 of the Inazuma Islands,
Mhm.
and according to a PlayStation blog post, there's 6. This one adds 2 more
2.
and completes the main Archon story for Inazuma. So if you really just care about like the main story and you just like screw all the side BS, you're good for the next 6 months. You can play now and you never have to play again.
So Archon, is that what is like the Archon?
So that's
quest?
like the
Is that-
main story.
Okay,
so
so it's just the
that's
main
what they
quest
call the
line.
Archons.
Okay.
So there's each region has its own Archon. So any of the story related around the Archon is kind of like the main story.
Okay.
And so this completes the main story for the new region. There's still an island to go, so there's still patches to come, but
What's
I'll
on that?
speculate that out in
Do
another
people not
video.
know what's on it? Is it like a post game like island, like a little post story
So
chapter thing?
compared to other regions, like there's 3 regions now. We got Mondstadt, Liyue, Inazuma, and Mondstadt in like 1.2 had a random frozen mountain added, which was pretty insignificant, but it's just another section of the
not
map.
fun.
It was more fun if you played in 1.2, but if you played afterwards, it's like, why am I here? This is horrible. Half the quests are missing because they were just limited time events.
Brilliant.
That's really
yeah.
weird. Yeah.
Yeah, there's
I
a
didn't
lot
even
of
know
stuff
about
in the
that.
game.
I came in late.
There's a lot of stuff in the game that like is very tertiary. Like in 1.6, they added a whole map section, and they got rid of it in 2.0. It was a temporary islands kind of thing, which was cool.
That was the
But-
Barbara thing, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, back to 2.1. So we got 2 more regions of the map, which added some more world bosses, which are for the new characters. And then obviously we got some more characters. The Archon is on banner right now, and then they added a 4-star.
Her assistant.
Yep. And I got lucky on a temple and got them both.
Damn.
Literally 1 temple.
Damn.
Off
I'm
pity.
mad.
Have you done any
Nice.
pulls yet, Kyle?
I'm at like 58 pity, and I pulled the assistant and so many fucking sucrose.
Sucrose is good. I just
I
never
mean, she
use it.
is, but like, I want the shiny new thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I'm so
Well,
far
it's Genshin.
behind. Like I tried because obviously the new update came out, so I was like, I'm gonna play a little bit of Genshin to see like how far. I didn't get anywhere. I'm
It
still
takes
in
a while.
prologue.
Like it
I'm still
takes
in
a while to actually get through like your main quests.
You see,
Yeah.
I'm in prologue, and I don't even have like enough fucking currency to
The
even
th-
get like
here's the
one
thing.
lot of 10. So I'm like, oh my god, this is like gonna take a
Don't
while.
pulling should be independent of the gameplay. Like don't if you're trying to pull, like you're just gonna pumping money into the game, or you're gonna be miserable. Those are your 2 options.
True.
It's like if you're just trying to have fun with the game casually, which is very much what I think you're trying to do. Like,
Have fun.
don't really think about the banner. Like if you want to pull and you can, go for it. But like
Telling me
it's-
this game isn't just waifu and husbando simulator, dude. This is fucking.
it
bullshit.
is,
It's just
but it's all
waifu at
behind.
this
The
point.
waifu and husbandos are behind paywalls.
Husbandos don't exist.
No, dude,
It's
The
a miracle
first-
they're giving us Toma in the next update.
they gave us so many waifus for 1 point whatever.
Yeah. Anyway,
I mean, they did give us Zhongli, and he's like best
Zhongli,
husbando.
Zhao, Albedo, Venti, kinda.
Venti?
I don't know. People are
Eh.
confused about him, but it was
Venti's
definitely
Erica Harlika's character, right?
Yep.
Okay, just making sure. The
it's definitely
Yeah.
male. A lot of males in the first series of banners, and now that Inazuma's here, it's all waifus.
Yeah,
all the
I did
time.
notice that. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, have there been any new male characters
They-
added for a while?
There are some male characters named. So if you go to the character info, like they have these little dialogues like about this person,
Mhm.
and so anyone that's named in there, you can assume is going to be a playable character.
Oh,
at
so
some
there's like
point.
teasers for coming soon then.
Yeah,
essentially.
and so there's some male Inazuma characters that are named, but who knows when they'll show up? It could be 2 years from now.
Maybe.
But yeah. Anyways, circle back. 2.1. So we got new characters, new map section. Finished the main story. And what? Oh, fishing. I haven't
Oh
done
my
any
God,
fishing yet.
that's
Have you done
right.
fishing yet?
I haven't started it yet.
Oh, I
No.
started the quest.
It's a good
and
job Sam's disappeared, or else you'd be dragging
Dude.
him into this now. You know.
Get him to stop playing Skyrim, and he'll be playing fishing all the time.
Should
He'll
I
be, like,
message him
hitting
right
you up
now?
like,
I'm gonna
hey,
go grab
can I
my
go
phone.
to your world and get your fish? Because like, there's a limited number of fish in a world. It takes like a certain amount of days for them to repopulate.
I'm literally going on the
Because
PlayStation app.
this
'cause
is
it's
a
the only way I
Chinese
can contact
game.
him.
This is a Chinese game,
Yeah.
and there's a legal limit to how much you can play video games in China.
Oh yeah.
So it's
especially
kind of
yeah.
That
did you
happened this
did you
week.
yeah,
Oh,
even more.
for- yeah.
Even more for kids.
if you're
it's
under
already
18,
a limit.
yeah, or whatever the age is, yeah.
Oh, can
but
I-
yeah,
can
so
I-
fishing.
Hang on, before you do that, apparently I can send voice messages. Apparently you can send voice messages on PlayStation. Hi Sam, this is Ethan from the HGO podcast. We're just live right now, and we just wanted to let you know that in the new Genshin Impact 2.1 update, they added fishing. So if you ever feel like going off Skyrim for more than 5 seconds, we got you covered. There you go, bud. Hope you're doing well. Hope the Purgatory's doing you all right. We'll talk to you in a bit. Yeah, Genshin Impact 2.1 fishing. There you go. There we go.
But
Beautiful.
I need to get into the fishing because I got Ball or Raiden or whatever A. Her name is A. And unless I want to pull in the weapon banner and get screwed by that,
The weapon banner.
don't touch it.
Never looked at it.
But there's a free weapon from fishing that is super good for her. So I'm going to have to grind that out at some point over the
There's
next
also like a
month.
fish claymore you can get. That's just a
Oh,
giant
that's
fish.
exciting.
Yep. It's also
I'm still
apparently really
muted.
good. but- You are.
Professional. I needed to make sure that the message that I'd sent him actually, because there was like a 15-second time, he got the gist. Whatever he got. But no. So let's go back quickly to the story. You said you finished the story. How long is the story? Little update.
So I would say Inazuma overall, if you were just trying to grind out the main story and do like minimal exploration, probably like 10-15 hours.
Okay,
With
so
a
it's
lot of
size-
that just
sizable
being your
chunk.
open world
Mhm.
exploration.
Okay.
But like the story, like there's a lot compared to like past like Liyue and Mondstadt story. I think the Inazuma had a lot more content to it.
It's definitely
terms of
felt a
time.
lot more involved
Yeah.
as
'Cause,
someone who has recently gone through the last 2 stories to catch up for Inazuma.
Okay.
I mean, as
yeah.
someone that's just passively watched, I see a massive difference between the 1.0 content and the stuff that they've been releasing recently in
yeah.
terms of story. Like, as I've just been playing through the 1.0 stuff again, and to see the cutscenes just be like people just kind of standing in the world, just going blah 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 blah, and then when you're looking at the 2.1 stuff and they have the quests and there's more like, seems like more's going on there. I'm like, oh, there seems to have been like a jump in quality in terms of storytelling and just the amount of stuff that's actually there.
Yeah, you can tell that they hired a bunch of people when the game was super successful at the beginning, but it took several months for those people to like get involved in the development process.
Yeah, it usually
because
does.
like
yeah.
1.3 through 1.5 were just dead patches. There's literally nothing added. There was almost nothing to do. You basically had no reason to play the game,
Yeah, that's why I started falling off the game.
which a lot of people did. Perfectly reasonable. But like 1.6, 2.0, 2.1, they've added a lot of like not only like regional maps, but like the integration and like amount of stuff to do there has been really good. They added like the housing system for some people really like
The
building.
teapot houses, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
All
so
sorts
it's
of
like
stuff.
having your own home and stuff like that. They added that, did they?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's free resources, so
But like, I think bringing back up Skyrim, I think Skyrim had something similar. They did like a DLC where you could like build your own home and stuff like that, and it was like a kind of resource management kind of thing. So that's interesting.
The other big
that's-
thing with the story that I've noticed is that compared to the earlier patches is that Inazuma is definitely like a lot more focused on its characters, whereas like the past story patches were just like introduce a character for like one story beat and then they're just gone. Whereas in Inazuma, they just like I was surprised when in 1.2 they actually brought back Ayaka, Toma, and Yoimiya as like important characters for plot progression. It's like
Yeah,
they're
they-
not just getting rid of them immediately.
Yeah, for the events and stuff, they've done a lot better job, like in like the later patches, in like bringing your Mondstadt characters back into the stuff. But for those that initial like series of quests and whatnot, it's very like they're not involved at all. And
Yeah.
I think there's definitely more opportunity there to like bring like your banner characters into the game and make them feel like they're part of the environment instead of just being like thrown in there and like, oh yeah, this person's relevant, and back to your normal conditioned
bye.
default CPUs.
Exactly. I feel like we should bring it up quickly while we can. But obviously, something that Kane hasn't had experience with, that you have, Kyle, because you're playing on PlayStation, is an additional new character.
We take bad frame rate in exchange for early Aloy.
Hey,
I
do
get
want
a PS5 for
I do
it.
want to say, yeah, the PS5 version of the game, at least after the patches, does seem to be running quite well. It's running it, from what I can tell, it's at least mostly 60 FPS.
Well, I sure would like to have one of those things.
Just get a UFO, dude. It's not hard.
Well, they're making a
Unfortunately-
new one, I hear.
A new PS5.
No, did you hear the
But
controversy around that?
I haven't even seen the old one.
I haven't seen either.
Oh,
So
yeah, and apparently the new one has a different heatsink, and it's
Apparently
lighter.
it's worse.
Yeah, apparently it's worse, even though no one's played it. Like, no one's used it in the long term to
did
truly
Jerry
say
tell
it's
you that it was worse?
Basi-
Yeah,
basically,
that's
yeah.
what it feels
Basically, from what I've heard, the heatsink's smaller and the console's running a bit warmer. So
You
it's
know
all
what they
sort
say
of
about
instantly
small
worse.
heatsinks?
I don't, but I can take a wild guess.
They don't get rid of heat as well.
Oh, wow. The more you
Yeah.
know. Wow. Learn something new every day on the HGO podcast. Anyway, Aloy, Kyle.
Aloy. Aloy is an ice bow user. She is very interesting.
Mediocre.
Question mark.
I mean, the interesting thing for me about that, I don't know about you, Hunter. Obviously, we've played Horizon. Why did they pick
Yeah.
ice? That's my thing.
I don't
That's
know.
a really good question.
Is it
Th-
because she
there's-
grew up in the
she's not-
mountains? Is that why? They were just like, oh, she grew up in the
Like-
mountains?
Well, the going theory is because the most powerful character in Genshin is a cryo bow user, and so
Wow.
if you wanted to make a character that has no relevance in the meta, you would make a slightly worse cryo bow user, and they
Yep.
definitely nailed the slightly worse part.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, then,
She's
Kyle, tell us all about
certainly
it.
no Ganyu.
Okay, so what's her deal anyway? What's her moveset? Why is she so mediocre?
So she's got a bow, which one
Aloy?
I mean, you already know I'm not a fan of. I don't particularly care for bow users, but beyond that, like her special I'm just gonna put my water down because I'm not gonna be able to drink that.
Put it down, dude. Put it
down. Her E skill, her like normal elemental skill. She's got like one of these like ice jar things that she throws, and it
It's like a
basically
grenade.
it basically you throw it and it bursts into 6 little like kind of like landmines, and the idea is that you get enemies to walk over them, they burst, and if you burst 4 of them, then Aloy gets like a power buff and her attacks get infused with ice. But the problem is that enemies don't walk over them, and you can't really manipulate them to do anything. You can't like manipulate them to walk over the ice, over the, like the bombs, and you can't really move the bombs either unless you have a wind character in your party.
Apparently that doesn't work.
Does it not work?
I heard people saying it doesn't work for Venti. I'm not sure for all characters.
Okay.
But you would expect the Wind Archon would be able to pick something up.
Because I thought that in the trailer they released, Wind MC was able to move them with his special skill, but
Maybe.
I could be wrong. I can go test that later
Yeah.
and then go make a comment on the video.
Perfect. There you go.
Like, I was wrong or I was right.
I don't even have Alloy, so I'm just speculating
yeah.
based on. other people's opinions.
I'm just looking this up because I wanted to get confirmation of if Ashley Birch is the voice of Aloy in Genshin. They haven't confirmed it.
Yeah, in game, like it in the characters' profiles, it tells you who the voice actors are for the characters,
Mm-hmm.
but under Aloy's profile, it's just a dash. It's
That's
just
really
blank.
weird.
But they have the Japanese voice actor listed.
Yeah, and it's also, I should probably specify that it is Aloy's Japanese voice actor. So the person that voices her in original Horizon Zero Dawn is the same person. So it's very weird that they haven't.
It is weird, and some like it could have.
My
Her
guess
voice
is,
when I listened to the trailer was off in some capacity, but I'm not necessarily saying it wasn't Ashley Birch.
I feel
It was
bad
just
that I didn't
strange.
play. I feel bad that I didn't play enough of Horizon to remember what Aloy even sounds like.
my guess is
So-
either it is her and they recorded the lines during Forbidden West recording, so they haven't they haven't finished the contract or something like that, or it just isn't her and they're trying to hide it for a bit. Who knows?
I don't know.
Either way, you think they just get it out of the way and just say who it is. It's very weird that they haven't confirmed it. But anyway, was there anything else on Aloy that you wanted to add, Kyle?
I like her
Let her-
elemental burst. I think
Mhm.
that's like her best move, and she's able to recharge it pretty quickly. So it's got a low cooldown and low actual like energy cost to get it refilled. It does nice. It does pretty solid damage. I don't know. I haven't really gotten to build up Aloy because I don't have any of her materials
Yeah, it's-
There you go.
to properly upgrade her. And apparently like so when they gave out Aloy, they also gave out her bow like as a
Mhm.
unique weapon. Apparently that's like not even good for her. But
really nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently like
That's-
other
the weapon
generic
is
4-star
PlayStation
bows are better.
exclusive, while the character will come in 2.2 to everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
So I've actually thought about like just logging in to get the free bow, because like I'm never gonna use her or the bow. So
Yeah.
just to complete the package.
And I mean, you can do that now because of the whole cross progression stuff.
Yep.
Which is nice. Which is a shame because I've talked about I started on PC, but then the reason I started on PC was because I boosted up the PS4 version at launch and was like, oh, this frame rate's garbage. I'm going over to PC. But because I did that, the PS4 save was tied to PS4, so I can't cross that over anymore.
Can you
so,
not delete your PS4
no,
save and
because
start
it's
over?
tied to the PlayStation Network ID and not the and not just a random Genshin account. So
Well, just make a new account. It's pretty easy to
yeah,
make.
but I don't want to play. Yeah, but
Dude, just re-roll.
just
On
re-roll.
PlayStation, is that an option?
I don't know.
No, it's not. You can't,
Oh, no.
unfortunately.
Maybe your new account will have even more platinum trophies.
Yeah, just do it. Let's just get all 120.
How many
of them
trophies
again.
does Genshin even have on
A
PlayStation?
lot now.
Too many.
Every patch, there's
It's
more.
Not
like,
enough for
every
me to care
patch,
about.
every patch they add them as a DLC, so it's probably on like 16 DLC trophy lists at this point, probably, or something ridiculous.
Nice.
I've just been ignoring the trophy list. I do not give a shit.
That's
Maybe
the way to be.
maybe that is the
It
strat.
really
Maybe I
is.
do make a burn a Genshin account just so I can link my PC. Maybe that's because I don't care about the trophies either because it's a grind fest. So maybe I'll
Yeah.
do that. Maybe I should do that. That's a smart idea, Kane. I might look into that because then it'll save me doing all the shit I did on PC like a year ago. Who knows?
Yeah, there you go.
Right. Anyway, so yeah, 2.1. Is there anything else that we haven't mentioned that you wanted to briefly
I
mention?
mean, I guess we could have talked. We could talk about the new characters.
Have you pulled any?
Yeah,
many of them?
I got the Raiden and Sarah.
Okay.
I got them both. They're
is
they
Raiden
actually
worth
hold
it?
on. There is big drama around Raiden. It's
Oh
interesting.
no.
I don't have a problem with her. Like, she's not the best character in the game, but she's an Electro character, and Electro is just the worst element in the game. So it's
Well,
not.
I mean, if they're gonna be named Raiden, then yeah, that makes sense.
I don't get that.
It's
Metal
like
Gear, Metal
it's like
Gear.
no. It's like Japanese God of Thunder is one of them's a Raiden.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
Either
so
one of
she's
them.
the god.
Wow, I
of
just went with
Inazuma.
basic bit. I just
So
went
she's
with,
supposed to be really good. And she's fine,
Hunty's
but
so smart.
apparently compared to the beta, they nerfed some of her interactions with other characters that people were expecting, and so she's not as easy to build a team around. And there's also other issues with her. Like they already gave out 100 apology Fremos because they screwed up her at this point. Like they described one of her constellations wrong or something that had a whole bunch of your megalodon whales that spend $1,500 every 3 weeks. Super upset. But apparently there's like this big drama in the Chinese community about how her being underpowered, which the last time an Archon came out also happened. Zhongli, the Geo Archon.
Zhongli was underpowered?
Yeah, so
Is
when
he
he
like
first
the
came
best
out,
defense in the game?
yes. But when he first came out, he was just a giant shield. And so
Oh.
like he was the best defense in the game, but he's just like
That's
he's a
it.
shield. That's it. And so there's this giant drama, and like 2 patches later, they added defense shred and some other stuff to his kit. And so now he's just like superly OP.
Overpowered.
And so then Raiden comes out, and it's just like she's a nice character, but for an Archon, it's not that impressive.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's tons of people malding. But that's not even the best mold of the patch. I can't spoil the story, but there's
Top
an
10
entire Reddit
molds of
of
the
people
patch.
just dying. It's wonderful. Like once you complete the story, you go to a specific Reddit. So every time there's a new character added to Genshin, like I said, for all these characters that are named that you assume are going to be future playable characters, there's already like r/blank mains Reddit forums for them. Every single one has one. And so if there's a character in Genshin that people want to main, there's a forum for it. And there's a specific character that is not going to be a playable character. And their forum is very unhappy. It's wonderful.
R
So
slash
good.
this character means if we had one.
It's just every single person, I believe it's gonna happen. You hold the faith.
It's basically the fucking Smash Bros Reddit, dude. It's like fucking all the-
Kanji Genshin
Yo,
Yeah, all the-
2021.
all the
Rayman
Dante
will
mains,
be in
dude.
Smash at some point. Trust me.
Dude. Right. Was that both characters, or was that just?
Oh, Sarah is
there you go. That was the other one.
She exists.
the other one. She's a
She
4-star,
exists.
so if you're she'll always be available. So if you're playing in like a year from now, there's a chance that you pick her up at some point. She's the second support character that does attack buffing. So currently there's only one character in the game that can transfer attack boosts to other characters, so which is Bennett. Use his ultimate and it puts down this giant thumbs up. And if you stand in that for a second, then you get like a giant amount of attack transfer. My Bennett does like 1200 per attack transfer, so everything becomes powerful even if you're a level 1. Everything like, oh, this new character is now doing damage.
Yay.
And
Dude,
so
I
she's
really
the
just
second.
want a Bennett rerun. I really just want to get him.
It's 4-star. He's even in the shop.
Oh, well, there you go, Kyle.
Hmm.
Get him, Kyle.
I'd have to look up. The shop's on rotation.
Just pull him.
Just pull him,
Every
Kyle.
6 months,
Get
Bennett will
lucky.
be back, so you can buy
Just
him.
wail, Kyle. You have a job. Just
No.
wail.
You don't have to pay. Like, just you save up your dust, and you can buy it with that. But yeah, so Bennett does attack buffing. Sara's the new character that also does attack buffing. It's kind of underwhelming because it only lasts like 7
6
seconds.
seconds.
6 seconds on the
I think
ultimate.
6 is what I saw.
I think it's 6, but with the way her ultimate works, like it strikes and then like it fans out. And so as
Yeah.
long as you hit something out here, then that's a later hit point than that center one. And so it's 6 seconds from that later hit.
Okay.
So you can potentially get like 7 or 8 seconds. But it's very okay. Because like Bennett's thumbs up lasts for 12 seconds. And then you get the buff at the 12-second mark. And it lasts for 2 seconds, the buff does after that. So that's 14 seconds. and then it's got a 15-second cooldown. If you build them right, you can then ultimate at 15 seconds to restart the buff. So it's basically
many
permanent
seconds.
uptime.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically permanent uptime, and she is like 7
Yeah.
seconds, and it's probably gonna be like a 20 or 30-second rotation. So
Well, there you go.
Mhm.
So I guess final thoughts. How are you finding it? You enjoying it? Conclusions, both of you.
Oh,
I mean,
it's
Kyle,
fun.
you're
No,
only
like-
part way through, but
oh.
no, go ahead. You can start. Kate,
I was
if you
gonna
want.
say the story is excellent. I was very surprised by the story in 2.1 because basically the entire promo trailer is a lie. Like none of those cutscenes are in the game,
Oh, nice.
and so like the story is completely like there's similarities there, but none of that may or may not happen. Like you have no clue what's gonna happen. It's really good. The new characters are fun. The new islands are fun. And fishing. If you like fishing,
Is fishing.
it's exactly what you want out of a fishing game. I'm not the fishing connoisseur, but as
Sam
far
has not
as-
replied to my messages, so we cannot get a comment, unfortunately.
unfortunate. But as far as updates go, like 1.6, 2.0, 2.1 have all been excellent
Mhm.
additions to the game. I'm expecting 2.2 to be a complete nothing burger that adds nothing. But
Hey, it's giving us Toma.
all right. We'll see if he's a 5-star.
He's not.
I know.
We all know that.
Just from his occupation, like housemaid. It's like we go from like leader of the resistance and the Raiden Shogun to a guy that cleans the house for Ayaka. And he's probably a
butler.
4-star.
Kyle.
But hey, more fire characters. Because we don't have enough of those.
Final thoughts, Kyle? Well, so far, I guess you are not as far through, but how are you finding it? You enjoying it?
I mean, yeah, I've really been enjoying Inazuma as a whole. I think that the whole island dynamic's really cool. Basically everything else Kane said.
Nice. Well, Kane, there you go. Your duty's done. That is Genshin. So, yeah. Thanks for coming on again. It's been a while. We need to have you on more
it's been
frequently.
like 6 months since
Yeah,
the last
well,
guest you had.
I'll tell you what, we'll get you more frequently because you'll show up unlike everyone else. So we'll definitely have you on soon. I promise.
I'm doing my part.
Yeah, exactly. We'll definitely have you on. Obviously, put your links on screen now, so go follow him on Twitter. And make sure, if you do like Genshin, to go and look at all the other stuff that Kane's been doing, like the tutorials and stuff like that. So make sure you go.
I'll
check
definitely
those
be
guys
making
out.
another one, hopefully, this weekend. So
Awesome. Sounds cool. Right, Kane, you are free. We're going to talk about PlayStation, so you can dip. You are well.
all
but
right,
thank you.
sounds good to me.
Thank you for coming on. And
Huh.
hey, we'll talk to you in a bit, I guess.
See ya.
Bye.
See ya.
Toodaloo.
With that,
But,
Kane is gone. And hello, guys. Welcome back to a regular HGO. But no, you know, it's
welcome
nice to
back
have
to
people
three
on.
guys
Yeah,
figure out how to fill half an hour.
yeah, you
Hey,
know,
we've done it before.
Yeah.
you know, it was really nice to have someone else on. You know, it just felt nice. It was like, oh, me and Hunter sitting in. That's the longest we've stayed quiet in fucking months. Like, I loved that. That was great.
Yeah.
But no, there you go. You got your Genshin fix, and yeah, we need to have more people on the show. We need to. We'll work
Hey,
on it.
dude, whenever you want to send out that tweet. Because I don't
I
have
keep
access to the
forgetting.
account.
Well, I'm not even doing it on I'm going to do it on my personal. I'm not going to do it on the fucking HGO Twitter. I'll do it on my personal. Yeah, I'll just send it on personal.
I don't have access to your personal either.
I mean, you can feel free to also send a tweet on your personal. We'll take any takers at this point. Anyway, I digress.
I mean, we'd be hitting the same audience, basically, so...
do it. Yeah,
what's
but
it matter?
who's more? Yeah, we'll figure something out. Anyway,
I don't know. You have Sly Cooper's voice actor
Yeah.
following you.
Also,
Kyle,
I want
Kyle.
to point out...
He liked your job picture.
Dude, I need y'all to know. So, a couple weeks ago, I started a new job. This is a story for the whole audience.
I didn't know he liked your
Fucking-
picture. I'm pissed now.
Fucking Kevin Miller, the voice of Sly Cooper, liked my tweet, and Sam didn't.
Oh my god.
Sam's
I'm
girlfriend
so angry.
and Sly Cooper liked my tweet. And
doesn't
Sam
use
didn't.
Twitter. Sam doesn't use Twitter. But
Yeah, but I'm still like
hey, I'm saying
friendship ended with Sam.
Kevin Miller's my new best friend.
Kevin Miller's my new friend.
You know, we shot that shot with Yoshilla last year, Kyle. All I'm saying, if there's a shot to shoot for right now, imagine having the Kevin Miller. Dude. Hey, Kevin Miller, massive Sly Cooper fan, bigger Sly Cooper fan than this guy you're following. I'm not offended. Please come on the podcast. He's gone. He's back.
He's back.
But no, in all seriousness, God, I'd love to talk about Sly with Kevin Miller, dude. That'd be like.
I'd love to talk about
top
anything
10,
with
dude.
him.
We should try. We should shoot that shot at some point.
All
Anyway,
right, dude.
let's do it. We're not here to talk about Kevin Miller as much as we love him. We're here to talk about PlayStation now because the Kane is away, so Hunter can play while we sit quietly and go, yes, I agree. Everyone's gonna. I can guarantee everybody is just gonna be thinking right now, God, this is the least I've heard from Ethan in the podcast, and this is fucking great. That's what everyone's thinking. And to be fair, same. I kind of like listening. So, PlayStation announced that this Thursday there is going to be a PlayStation conference. Ooh, is that on that's on people talking on Hunter's end?
Yeah.
It's fine.
Ignore the chatter.
Ignore the chitter. Ignore the chatter. Kane has just sent me his link. What a champion. But anyway, so PlayStation announced that this Thursday they're doing a PlayStation thing. Are we reacting to it? It's at a time
no.
where
Was
it's at a
it-
stupid time, isn't it? It's at a stupid time.
It's at like
So we probably won't
3
be.
my time, so
Yeah.
I'd still be at work when it starts.
It's like 9 p.m.
I'd
here.
be like leaving work then.
Yeah, it's not a good time, so we won't be reacting to it probably. I might
Unless
do
you
what?
want to like not watch it and then assemble
What?
to watch it.
Save it? No,
something
because
silly.
Twitter will
No.
tell us if it's shit or not.
All right.
We'll just talk about it on the
I'll
podcast
just
next
watch
week.
it on fast forward.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll watch it live. I'll do my job. After doing my job, it'll be great. So PlayStation
Oh, I'll
announced
do
this
my
Thursday
job.
they're doing a big PlayStation showcase, which is 40 minutes long. And yeah, it's happening this Thursday. So we're gonna just talk about it, what we think's gonna happen, and then give some predictions. I've not written anything down. Kyle wrote some things down apparently while I went for a piss, and Hunter did his homework. So we'll see how it goes. So first of all,
The three types of students.
yeah. I'm gonna tell you, you guys lift your arms, get your armpits out, because I'm gonna get my thermometer out. We're gonna gauge the temperature of this fucking conference, okay? We're gonna gauge it now.
What?
We're going with the metaphor. Have you never, when you're ill, sometimes one of the places that gets hot, dude, you can put the thermometer on your fucking under your armpit. Did you not know this? This is another
I've
place.
never done it
Never
that
done
way.
that.
I know it would work because you
Yeah.
know that is like one of your heat
Yeah.
vents,
Yeah.
but you know.
Fine then. Open your mouth.
your head,
I'm
your
shoving
feet,
the
your
thermometer.
armpits, and
but
your hands.
But if I say if it like people are automatically gonna go to fucking the wrong place if I say open your mouth. So
And I
went with
guess it'd be
armpit.
equally as bad if you said "show me your feet."
Yeah. I don't want to see them. I'm good. So let's gauge the temperature of this conference, because to me, PlayStation's got to have something to fucking show if they're doing this, because they've got fuck all coming out this fall. So to me, this suggests they have something big that they're going to show.
Yeah.
Or at least some exciting things. So I'm pretty excited for this. I don't know about you guys. I know Kyle does not give a shit. So we'll skip him for now. We'll go to you,
What?
Hunter.
No, come on.
Hunter, how are you gauging on this conference? How are you feeling? Do you think this is going to be a big one, or do you think this is going to be a what was it called? Fucking Summer Game Fest conference.
So, going off of the fact that it's not called State of Play, I believe they actually have something substantial to show here.
Yeah.
Just because last year they didn't use State of Play for the branding of the two shows that were actually worth watching. So
Yeah. They were
did like
they
their
were just called
showcases or something.
right?
So
What's this one
yeah.
branded as?
I think
Quickly
it's
to
a
Twitter.
showcase as well.
To Twitter. I also have a notification.
So maybe like one cool announcement that we didn't know about, and then maybe seeing more of a few things that we already know exist.
I think there'll be more than one.
Yeah.
It's called a showcase, which to
Yeah.
me is
Yahtzee.
the exact same. That is like the exact same wording that they were using for the other two, the two that we had last year, the big ones.
Yeah.
Which to gauge expectations, the first one announced a shit ton of games because it was obviously the PS5 launch event.
Yeah.
Ratchet was announced, Horizon was announced, literally every game that's come out on the
Miles
PS5 was
Morales.
announced. Yeah, Miles Morales. And the other showcase was equally as big because you had Final Fantasy 16 announced. You had God of War 2024 announced. There was a load of stuff in that conference.
JPEGs.
Yeah, I love GIFs as
A
well.
little bit of snow.
Corey Barlog makes my favorite GIFs apparently. But big games were announced, and I also think that at least one big game will also be announced here. I do think. I don't think this is just going to be your first look at God of War. We'll get into predictions in a second. I think God of War will show up, but I don't think this is just going to be, oh, here's your look at Horizon, here's a look at God of War, well, see you next time, bye. I think there will be at least one big thing where people go, oh shit, this is what we're doing. I think there'll be surprises. Kyle, obviously, you are you hate conferences, you hate video games, you know?
It's true, I hate everything, dude.
Exactly.
Fun is just out of here.
Fuck fun.
Fuck fun. All my
Exactly.
homies hate fun.
Exactly.
Right, homies?
Exactly. Are you expecting anything?
I
should
in what
phrase
regard?
this. Are you expecting something that the internet will find big? Not necessarily you, but do you think there'll be a big reveal at this event of some sort, in some way, shape, or form?
Yes, I'm sure there'll be something that the internet will latch on to.
Okay, cool. Do you think there'll be anything that you give a shit about?
Perhaps.
We'll get into it in predictions.
But also, I don't really... I don't know. I like PlayStation, but I also don't much really care about their first-party shit. Or like their bigger IPs like Uncharted or Horizon.
Yeah.
That's
You see,
fair.
I'm that way with Nintendo, where I'm like, there's a couple of things I care about, but I'm basically sitting there at a direct going, this. So like the next direct that happens, if they have a direct in September, which they usually do, we'll see if it happens. But I'll literally just be sitting there going Xenoblade 3, Xenoblade 3, Xenoblade 3, until we get to the end and there's no Xenoblade 3, I say fuck and it's over. Whereas most people are like, oh my god, they're doing another fucking Mario Party again? Yeah! I'm like, I don't give a shit. They make that crap all the time. Like, as Carl probably sees when he sees another God of War, he's like, okay, whatever. Like, cool, have fun. I don't give a crap. That's how I am
mean,
with
to
Nintendo.
be honest, I've never played God of War. But also, like, the
I
new
mean-
God of Wars wouldn't really... I can just tell by looking at them, they wouldn't appeal to me.
You might like the older ones because
Yeah,
it's
that's
not
why
too,
I
it's not too
specifically
dissimilar
called
from
out the new ones.
Devil
Well, the
May
new
Cry,
one.
except
There's
not
only
as,
one
like-
of them.
Yeah.
There's two of them, Ethan.
Well, there's going to be a second
There's
one.
going
There's
to
not
be
a
a second
new
one.
There's not
It doesn't
two
exist.
yet.
Until Corey tells me it exists, I don't believe him. He says he hasn't heard
He already
of it, so I
told you
believe
it exists. He
No,
showed
he
a
hasn't.
JPEG.
No, whenever anyone asks him on Twitter, he said he's never heard of it. So until he acknowledges its existence, it's not real.
Oh, man.
I think we're going to be waiting a while.
He's playing those Kojima mind games.
Yeah. But an actual Kojima mind game, not an internet thinks that Kojima's playing a
Yeah.
mind game. Abandoned isn't a Kojima game, you fucking idiots. Right, moving
Or
on.
isn't it?
Fuck off.
Is it not? Let's see what we have in this prediction folder here.
I love how video game news has gotten that pathetic this year that people are able to latch onto an indie game and go, is it a Hideo Kojima production, guys?
It is really silly. Like, people have pointed out there are weird things about it, like the fact that it, like, separated from the fact that it's not a Kojima game, it's weird that it's like this thing that is nothing, but also apparently has been snatched for exclusivity and all that.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what it is, but my thing with Abandoned is it's not Kojima. I wouldn't be surprised if
No.
it's more than just like a fucking like a small little indie game that people are talking about, but it's not fucking Kojima.
Absolutely not.
And whatever it is, it's had a
all
train
of
wreck
that
of a marketing
reads
campaign so far.
very, like, before it went off the rails, it read more like a someone trying to seem like it was Kojima than actually Kojima.
Yeah, exactly. But that's not about... Abandon will not show up at this conference. That's my first prediction. So we're going to get into it. We're going to do predictions. That's what we love to do on this podcast. We love to do top lists. We love to do predictions. And then the next era will be 3x3s. We haven't done them yet, but can't wait. Next time we're bored, that's what's happening.
Those are just like lists, but with pictures.
Get your bingo boards ready, everyone.
It's lists, but we criticize them. That's the best part, where we go bullshit pick. Like, I remember this time last year, we'd be doing like 20 awesome games that you haven't heard of, and then Hunter will mention indie game, and we'll go, oh, that's cool. Whereas this year, it's gonna be like Kyle's gonna be like, oh, I really like Persona 3, guys, and we're gonna be like, fuck you, shit pick, hate it. That'll be the difference.
I'm just imagining like that scene from Jimmy Neutron. Hunter's holding up his box of Hades. And we're just like, Hunter, this is the 7th week you've shown this.
Literally just gonna reject any 3x3 that has fucking Hades in. Anyway, so we're gonna do this in 2 sections, right? We're gonna do our predictions. We're gonna do normie predictions, which are the boring predictions that you've come here all to go, so that everyone can go, God of War will show up at this PlayStation event, and then everyone goes and round of applause. You get a point, you get a pat on the back, and you get a gold star for predicting something that's fucking obvious.
Then a smiley face sticker.
Yeah, the second option that we'll do is balls to the wall predictions of out there wacky predictions of, hey, wouldn't this be cool? And if those come true, then you really win. But it's more fun doing it that way, because if we all did boring shit, it'd all be like the most generic stuff ever. And anyone can predict that. You don't need to be Jeff Grubb to predict what will show up at this conference, probably. But it's nice to have some fun. It's nice to dream. So, Hunter, you're going to set the tone. As I said in the pre-show, you're going to set the tone, because I've got fuck all at the moment, and I'm just gonna rattle the old noggin and just come up with something as we go. So, what's your first normie prediction?
So, I don't think we'll see Final Fantasy 16 at this thing, but I do think that there's a decent chance of seeing a little bit more of Forspoken, since we haven't seen that since back when Square named it, I think.
Yeah.
So, getting to see a little bit more of that, and since it's supposed to come out next year sometime, would be something I imagine has a decent chance of happening.
It's a good shout. Actually. Oh gosh, I've got something in my eye. That's a good shout, Hunter, as I go blind in one eye. I agree. I think that it's about time that we see Forspoken again, especially if it is coming out next year, which I think it will. I think that's the game on Square Enix's release schedule that I think has the highest chance of coming out next year, that isn't fucking Here to Kill Chaos, which I think has already got a date.
Does it? Really?
Or is it? I swear it was early 2022. Like, I swear that one. Let me have a look. Stranger's Wrath,
that game's
right?
called.
Final Fantasy Stranger in Paradise.
Stranger in Paradise. Stranger's Wrath is the Oddworld game. Final Fantasy Stranger of Paradise. Oh no, it is just 2022. Okay, I take that back. Then Forspoken definitely has the highest chance of coming out next year. I think, out of the release games. So I think that's a safe bet. It's a safe bet. Kyle, do you have any safe bets?
Well, since Hunter said probably not FF16, then maybe not.
No, go. I love a bit of controversy. I love a bit of... Go for it.
I don't know. I think that 16 has a good chance of coming back. It's been, a year since we've seen it?
It will have been exactly a year, yeah.
I'm just going off of, I think, Tokyo Game Show happens around this time of year, and I think that would be something they'd show there instead.
They've said that it's not a Tokyo Game Show. They have gone out and said
really?
That. But
suck it, Hunter.
No, but it's not looking good for you either, because
they said it never has been.
They said that they didn't want to rush anything for it. Now, they could be just using that as a ploy to then have this PlayStation showcase show up and the Final Fantasy 16 shows up and everyone's surprised. But it also could be that they don't want to rush anything out, which I can also see happening.
I still think that, the chance for a new trailer is pretty likely.
Probably.
New trailer with some actual gameplay.
Did they give a year for 16? They haven't, right? That's not.
I don't think they have. It's just kind of been speculating on the other things that are in Square Enix's engine, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we can Yeah,
don't
that's
think
not it. It's got a box art, but it doesn't have any
Dope.
fucking. It's got not got
After
date.
Forspoken, but before Final Fantasy 7-2.
I mean, that's obviously the game, right? But it's like that's obviously where it's going to land. But the question is that 2022? That's the real question. If I think 2022 is already going to be a crowded year. I think that year, this 2022 is going to be a stupid year for games, and not in a good way of, oh, we have so much to get. It's going to be, it's going to be Titanfall 2 year, where games are going to be sent out to die.
Cannibalizes their own stuff, yeah. Square Enix doesn't need to put out, like, if you're gonna cannibalize your own things, cannibalize Kill Chaos.
Oh, that'll be the game. I think that'll be the game that does get fucking cannibalized by 16 if they do come out. That will be the game.
Yeah.
People will buy 16. People aren't going to buy Chaos Simulator over there. Like, no.
Normie Craig's wacky Final Fantasy adventure.
But no, I think that it's a good shout, but it's one of those things where Square Enix is so weird, where sometimes Square Enix genuinely will just show things way too often, and you're like, for fuck's sake, when's the game coming out? I feel like I've seen the whole game at this point. And then there are other games that they show, and you're like, okay, cool, and then you don't see them until it's about to come out. Like Remake.
Sometimes there are games that do both.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy Versus 13 disappeared for 10 years, and then when it came back as Final Fantasy 15, they wouldn't stop showing it to you.
Nice.
Yeah. I love Square Enix. They're my favorite company.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's got a decent chance, but for some reason in my head, I feel like they're going to do a Final Fantasy 7 remake with it, where they're not going to show it until they have a date now. Like, they're just going to be like, salut.
Yeah.
See you in, like, E3 2022 will get a release date. That's what I think is how it'll work.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
I don't know. Good to be optimistic. I mean, my first basic bitch prediction is Gran Turismo 7 gets shown off, obviously. They always have to have a boring racing segment in there, so that'll get shown off.
That's true.
Maybe it'll get a new date.
Maybe it'll get a new date.
Maybe. I don't know.
Ethan's like, please, so I can choose it with a bit of confidence for the next draft.
No, I don't even give a shit anymore. Like, they can release it when they want. Like, I don't care. But it just makes sense. It's a first party game. It's one of the only games that's confirmed for next year other than Horizon, so it's like, I guess that's what we're rolling with. I also expect that game to be early 2022. The fact that Horizon is coming out before it, when originally Gran Turismo was supposed to come out before Horizon, is kind of weird. So I feel like that's
strange.
I feel like that game's like an April title to me. That game screams April. I don't know why it screams April, but it screams like springtime to me, like that kind of springy kind of Q2.
The weather's getting nice. Go for a little drive.
It's enough time away from Forza for it to have its own little place. I think that's probably where it'll land. But you'll probably see a car, and they'll probably say 4K ray tracing, and everyone will be fucking going, "Oh yes, my favorite buzzwords."
Yeah, probably.
Okay, Hunter.
All right. Well, the next thing that I think will probably they're going to prove that Ghostwire Tokyo exists again.
I have Ghostwire Tokyo on my list also.
Because that is still a PlayStation exclusive for a little bit once it eventually comes out, so they're going to want to show it off.
Mm-hmm.
And did they say it was supposed to be early next year?
Yeah, early.
Okay.
It is early.
So if they have something to show of it, they'll probably do it here. You know?
Do you agree, Kyle?
Yeah, it's also just been a while since we've seen anything from Ghostwire, so
it's been,
I think it's time.
Full year.
Yeah, it's time.
Yeah, it was E3 2020, right?
Yeah, it's time.
Yeah, it was the PlayStation 5 reveal one, not the one later.
Oh, okay, yeah, so yeah, that's a pretty good one. I'm just looking through the games that are scheduled. So I'm just gonna go with again. I don't know, like, fuck it. Is there anything here that to me that screams, oh yeah, that might show up?
Just talk about God of War.
Fuck it, yeah. God of War will get a teaser. God of War will get another teaser trailer, but it won't be a JPEG this time. It will be actual fucking in-game footage, but it won't. It'll be. It. I think it.
Will it be just unsubstantial though?
Put this. This is my expectations for it. Right. These are my expectations for the God of War trailer. It is shorter than the Horizon Forbidden West teaser that they gave at the first conference. It is something along those lines where it's an engine kind of showcase. It shows off something. There'll be this big kind of thing at the end where whether it's a fucking another dragon or if it's something else, right? maybe it's tiny spoilers for fucking God of War 2018. Maybe it's Thor. Maybe there's a small teaser of Thor. Fades to black. And it'll say God of War Ragnarok. They'll actually give it the title and it'll be called God of War Ragnarok. Because everyone knows it's called God of War Ragnarok. If it's not, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with them.
I don't know why you would say Ragnarok is coming at the end of your little GIF.
Assassin's
and
Creed.
Then not call it that.
Assassin's Creed called their Viking game Valhalla because they wanted to stay away from... It was codenamed Ragnarok. They wanted to stay away from it because they thought that God of War was going to use it. So I feel like they're going to use it. So...
Yeah.
Good old God of War Yggdrasil.
Yeah.
So my guess will be short teaser trailer. It will be game footage, quote unquote. I also don't think they're gonna say 2022 on it. I honestly think they're just gonna leave it. I think they've learned their lesson and they're just gonna leave a fucking God of War Ragnarok and then just fades to black next. No, just logo snaps to black. Next game plays. No fucking date. No year. No nothing. They're just gonna sit on it now. Because they should not do what Nintendo did with Breath of the Wild 2 and give a year where that's not going to happen again. So don't do it. Just sit on it. But it will be here. Because of course it will be. It's been a year, hasn't it? Cory Barlog's got to have made something in a year. I don't know what, but he's made something.
Yeah.
Anyone got any other obvious predictions before we go into wacky territory? Quirky predictions?
I wouldn't be shocked if they had another trailer for Horizon, since all they did was tell us the date at Keely's thing.
I think they would have saved it for the thing, the announcement of a new release date, or they wanted to get the bad news out of the way so that they could have an epic trailer to get people excited.
Yeah, like one of those.
It's one of those games where
I was expecting them to show me a trailer while they were telling me about that, and I was like, oh. And I was sitting there going, okay, well, this is going to be the last one of these that I watch if they make another one after this.
I don't even want to watch another trailer, to be honest. I'm perfectly happy not knowing what that game's about and just playing it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want Sony to start doing a Square Enix where they release way too many story trailers for their story video game, where you go in knowing 75% of the plot, and you're like, why? It seems a bit dumb. But I can see it showing up, but I can also see them doing a quick thing where a guy from Guerrilla's like, as we just announced, Horizon Forbidden West is showing up in February, and you can pre-order the game right now. And then they do like a little like montage at the end of stuff that we've probably already seen before, and then it moves on.
Get the deluxe edition for the Legacy Sphere.
You want a spear? Go for it. But yeah, I can see that happening. Kyle, have you got any more normal predictions?
Nope.
Or just wacky? Is it wacky time? Hooray!
It's wackadoo time.
Well, Kyle, you're first up on the wackadoo train.
Wackadoo train. Here we go. I think we're gonna see a renaissance of, or I don't think we're gonna see. I would like to see a renaissance of old PS2 platformers.
That was my first one. That was my first one. Was this Sly Cooper? This Sly Cooper rumor's real. That was my first one. Is the Sly Cooper rumor is real? And my prediction is that it's a remake, not a fifth entry. I think it's a remake.
I would think they go the Crash route, the Crash Spyro route, remakes, and then
not even. I'm not even talking a remake as in a fateful. Like I'm talking like from the ground up, like reboot kind of remake. Where they take the first story, but it's new.
That
would be my.
Are they going to be setting up the PlayStation mascot platformer multiverse?
I hope so.
Like the thing with the Rift gun in Ratchet and Clank is
it's just a fun little Easter egg.
It's a fun little Easter egg, but it's weird what they picked. Like obviously picking past stuff is cool, right? They pick Sunset Overdrive and stuff like that. That's kind of cool. But to me, I feel like what they picked was so fucking weird because they had like the Uncharted references they had was just the fucking Jeep. You wouldn't know unless you were very much like, oh, that's the Uncharted Jeep, guys. Like, the Horizon dinosaur makes sense, right? The Sly and Jack, to me, is...
It's a bit on the nose.
A bit on the nose. Why the fuck would you if you have no plans to do anything with those ever again? They were new models, by the way. They weren't ripped models from the PS2 games. They made new fake PS2 models for those characters.
Amazing.
I don't know. To me, it screams weird. Sunset Overdrive, I think Sony has plans for Sunset Overdrive at some point. I genuinely do.
Yeah.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge might come into a PlayStation thing later. And then what was the other thing that... Because I was like, if they just wanted to do Insomniac stuff, they could have done a Spyro thing, because Activision's very happy with Sony shilling their shit out. They did it with Astro. They're very happy with them shilling stuff all the time. So, like, their choices were so fucking weird that I feel like there's a renaissance coming at some point. I think at some point, Sly and Jack will get something on PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
If it's just a remastered collection or something, then whatever. But I think they will get something. I should also specify I don't think it's Sucker Punch making the Sly thing.
No.
They're working on Ghost of Tsushima too.
Do you think it's going to be Sanzaru then?
No, because they've been bought by Facebook.
It being potentially
They've been bought by Facebook? What?
Yeah, they were bought by Facebook for their Oculus games. So
I could see them offloading this project to a Team Asobi.
Could be, but I also think they're working on Astro. I honestly think that this will 100%, if this is a game that's happening, it'll be one of those games where... Do you know who it could be? Who the fuck made Sackboy?
Sumo Digital?
It could be Sumo.
Or Media Molecule was the first one.
Not Media Molecule, they're too busy pissing about with dreams. It could be... I think it'll be something like Sumo Digital, where they go to a developer to make a PlayStation Studios game and they're not a part of PlayStation Studios yet. Like, a bit like their contract with Returnal Dev. I don't remember what their fucking name is. Housemarque. Bit like Housemarque, bit like what they do with Sumo Digital. I feel like it'll be one of those, where it'll be another company has come in for a bit, but no. That was my first one as well, Cal, so we're on the same page. We're both going to be disappointed. Hunter.
Oh, hell yeah.
Alright.
You're up.
So... Twisted Metal Revival.
I don't think that's crazy. I don't think
Wait,
that's...
there's more.
Oh.
But, you see, they saw how, piddling Destruction All-Stars did. And they're like, maybe we don't want to do something like that again. And they've been constantly also been looking at, Mario Kart 8 selling for eternity. So it's Twisted Metal Revival, but it's a kart racer.
Oh, God. Okay, I want to do a counter prediction to your prediction, but it's all, we're both going to be wrong anyway, so it's fine, right? Destruction All Stars is soft rebooted into a Twisted Metal game where they do like a fucking season update or whatever, and it's based on Twisted Metal, and then eventually it just becomes
Sweet Tooth
Twisted
just comes
Metal.
in and starts cutting off their neon punky characters'
They realize
heads.
how much of a flop Destruction All Stars is, so they just turn it into Twisted Metal to get people to play it. That's my prediction on that one.
That might work better.
Mario Kart?
Yeah.
Do a PlayStation Kart?
Yeah, basically.
That'd be an interesting idea. I like it. Kyle? No pressure. That was a big one. That was a big brain idea right there, Kyle. No pressure.
Well, don't worry. Because I got nothing.
Come on. Right. Think. You can come up with some bollocks. Come up with some...
Think, Kyle.
Think. Kyle.
I don't want to think.
I've come up with 17 of them already.
Alright, share.
Okay.
Since you've got 17 of them.
I did have 17, but now I can't fucking think. Sunset
Think,
Overdrive.
Ethan, think!
Sunset Overdrive. Yeah. Fuck off. Sunset Overdrive gets a remaster for PS5, the original.
Do they have to call it something stupid so that they're allowed to publish it?
It'll be called something like Sunset Overdrive Overcharged or something, and it'll have some new fucking, maybe a little DLC or something. Yeah. radical upgrades, like shit like that, and it'll come out on
Upgrades with a
PS5.
Z.
Yeah.
The R in radical is backwards.
And also, like, I feel like, as silly as it sounds, I feel like Microsoft doesn't own the IP. I feel like Microsoft would be very happy to be paid money by Sony to just have literally give them the rights to the first game.
Yeah.
I don't think Microsoft is sitting there going, "Oh, master plan, we have the first game. They can do fuck all with it." I don't know. I feel like Sunset Overdrive is a game that is just supposed to come out on PlayStation. It will come out on PlayStation at some point.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, it will come out on PlayStation. And because I feel like people are sitting there going, Insomniac is out now for a while. Like, I feel like people are going, okay, they've released Miles and they've released Ratchet. They're not going to have anything released until Spider-Man 2 in like 2023 at the earliest, right? 2024 maybe. So everyone's going to be like, Insomniac sitting down. And then at this showcase, they're like, surprise bitch, Insomniac standing up like kings that they are. Sunset Overdrive Recharged or whatever. Coming to next year. Because Insomniac doesn't get a break. Hunter? Oh god, he's smiling. Don't you laugh, Kyle. It's coming back to you. You got.
All right. So imagine it fades in onto snowy. It zooms into Kratos.
Oh,
You think it's gonna be the God of War trailer, but then bam, he's shot with some kind of futury arrow, and Aloy shot him in the shoulder.
Oh, not all.
And then,
Yeah.
And then 3 seconds later, a little grenade-looking thing drops in front of them, and they both start dancing, and Ratchet shows up.
Oh, fuck off.
Yes, PlayStation All-Stars 2, but with more of their characters that people actually care about.
Will it have
No.
rollback netcode?
Yeah. Rollback netcode for sure. Get on Smash Brothers. People are gonna think this is gonna be better than Smash, just because that's what the internet likes to do. Hopefully it copies.
What are you on about? Nickelodeon All Stars, whatever the fuck it's called, is gonna be the next great fighting game. I'm telling you.
Yeah, hopefully it copies Smash better than it did the first time. Maybe Real Dante will be in this one since he's not going to be the final Smash DLC, and he wasn't in the first one.
If they were smart, they would go and get Crash and Spyro from Activision as well, which they could easily
probably
do. Because
Crash
Crash is,
and Spyro.
unless he shows up in Smash, which is like
Get
well,
Crash and Spyro. Oh yeah, Crash will show up in this and deconfirm him for the Smash DLC.
It'd be even fun.
Wild.
It'd be even funnier if he then was the Smash DLC and he was just everywhere.
It would be amazing.
Right? They don't have
One
like,
of them could be fake Crash.
Oh my god.
They always say that there's this fucking rule, but it's like every rule of Smash. It's a
Yeah,
rule
there's
until
no
it's
rules.
broken. It's a rule until it's broken. So it's like I think that'd be fucking hilarious if they made an All Stars. An All Stars 2 and Crash was in it, and then you get to the final DLC fire and it's Crash, just as one final fuck you to all the Smash Bros predictors who keep thinking that there's these fucking 12 pages of rules that Sakurai follows each time.
Well, isn't it like if a character is in... I thought this was like an actual like hard and fast rule, like if a character shows up in a crossover game, they can't show up in another one.
People have said that, but there's no fucking... As far as I can tell, there is no rule. No one has outward said that they have signed a contract where a character is exclusive to that. As far as I'm aware. But please prove me wrong in the comments if you have an example of it. But I think it's just another piece of bollocks that the Smash community's made up because they like making their own rules. That's what I personally think.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe for earlier characters like Snake, maybe. But I doubt that they've got signed exclusivity clauses for fucking Banjo and Kazooie, dude. I doubt it. I fucking doubt. But no, it won't happen. But two people will be happy.
I think
if
it'd be
it does.
funny if it happened.
Yeah, it would. Kyle, you've had some time.
All right. How do people feel about Infamous?
Decent. I don't know.
Yeah.
What,
How would
it's just-
people feel about it coming back?
That's been
Never
long
played
enough.
them. I don't know when was the last one.
The launch of PS4.
Yeah, the infamous First Light came
It's a
out in
launch game.
2014. Yeah.
Oh shit.
One that launch period, it was 2014. It was
Okay.
All right.
Like it was in the Ratchet spot. It was in the Ratchet spot.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was like right in the summer.
But yeah, I feel like Sucker Punch is stuck on Ghost of Tsushima land now for a while.
Yeah, I feel like they made
Yeah.
Sucker Punch move on, and also now like Infamous was like a superhero kind of game, and they have Spider-Man now, so it's people. So they're probably so I could imagine Sony being like, what's the point?
Yeah.
True. Okay. Here's my one. So screen fades in. Snow based again, and obviously
Nice.
Oh yay!
I think I've seen this one before.
yeah. And it's just it's a nice mountainous region. It's very snowy.
Mm-hmm.
Just pans up, and it's just you see a little hinting of a little base in the snow. And then all that's there is a fucking cardboard box, man. And, literally, that's all you see is a fucking cardboard box, and it goes to black, and it just says Blue Point Games, and that's it. There's no fucking title. There's no nothing. It's a Metal Gear, obviously. It's the Metal Gear remake. No, you get fuck all. You just get a cardboard box. And then in the next trailer in 4 months, it's Death Stranding DLC, and then it's there you go. And there you go. It's perfect. It's
Amazing.
abandoned. There you go.
Yeah, Blue Point and Blue Box are the same.
Yeah. But no, that rumor. I feel like there was something about that rumor that seemed right. I feel like there's gonna be. I feel like. Blue Point
So
could be making a Metal Gear remake.
it's definitely one that I would love to believe in, but also I feel like I've been hearing this rumor since 2 years after Kojima left Konami at this point.
Yeah, but
Dear
also
God.
there's been rumors about the Demon Souls remake ever since fucking like Dark Souls 2 or something,
Yeah.
Dark Souls 3. So
Like,
it's
eventually it might come true, but I don't know if this is gonna like eventually this Metal Gear thing could come true in like PlayStation 6 with Silent Hill. Who knows?
well, here's my thing with it is, Blue Point. It took Blue Point 3 years to make Demon Souls remake, as far as we're aware, because I think was it 2018 Shadow of the Colossus?
2018 is Shadow of the Colossus, yeah.
Took them 2 years to make Demon Souls remake. Fact check. So it took them 2 years. We're already a year in now, so
Yeah.
they're already hard at work. And rumor was that Blue Point had already started work on their next project before they'd even finished Demon Souls.
Yeah. And the first Metal Gear Solid game isn't very big.
Mm-hmm.
So if they just wanted to like make it mostly faithful but change it to, make sense in the modern era. I don't imagine and I don't make video games, so what do I know? But I don't imagine it could be like that extraneous of like a several year process. I don't think it would be the same kind of Herculean task that Capcom needed to undergo to make Resi 2 work.
Even if it isn't Metal Gear, I think there's a chance of getting a teaser of what Blue Box, fuck me, Blue Point is making next.
Yeah.
I think if you're expecting a surprise from PlayStation Studios, like a new reveal from PlayStation Studios, I feel like they're the best bet of having something that's ready to be shown.
Yeah.
Because everybody else has either just released a game, already has a game announced, because like even
was that
Sucker
Blue
Punch.
Point thing ever made official? Because I know
No.
they have no. Wow, that's funny.
I feel like they could make official at this presentation.
Yeah, I just thought about that because I remember like the same week that Housemarque got acquired, there was the mispost of the Blue Point thing, and then we just never heard
Nothing
about
ever
that
came of it.
afterwards. So it's funny as all.
But I can 100% see them having something ready to show at least a little bit. Because I look at the PlayStation Studios guys and like Sucker Punch has just released director's cut of Ghost of Tsushima. That took them at least 20 minutes to make, so you got to give them a bit of time to make something else. I'm so sorry, Sucker Punch. I know it must have taken more than that, but I had to fucking go
Really
for it.
sucker punched them with that comment.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I know that you put more than 20 minutes into it, probably. I haven't played it. One day. But here I go. I'm looking at PlayStation, right? Actually, I take it back. There's one other studio that actually could have something to show. The new Bend IP.
Yeah.
But actually, no, because they fucking restarted development this year, didn't they? So no.
Yeah, because they were
shit.
Yeah.
Do they shit have anything to show? What's not? Oh, can we go back to normie predictions? Last of Us factions, whatever the fuck.
I just thought of that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gets shown off, and everyone goes, "Wow, it's the Last of Us multiplayer! Wow!" And it gets announced that it's free to play or something. Done.
Yeah.
So no, the only two studios that I'm looking at here that could possibly have something ready to show, well, there's three. Is one, as we said, I'm looking at as if they're here, right? But no. Blue Point has something to show for their next remake. That's the first one. The second one is I don't think Bend. So second one is Pixel Opus, who's the indie studio that made Concrete Genie, that's owned by PlayStation. Right. Their next thing, which I'm interested in because I don't know how many people know, they're working with Sony Pictures Animation on that project.
Oh.
They're working in collaboration with Sony Pictures. So whatever they're doing is pretty It's going to be interesting because they've got their team working on it. So that's the second one. Third one, Team Asobi.
Yeah.
I don't know how long it takes them to make fucking Astrobot, but I don't think it'd take them that long to make Astrobot.
I also imagine that they're making Astro's Playroom you could have probably had things happening while you were doing that. You know? They
don't even have to make a new engine. They could literally just take the Astro's Playroom engine and make a full game with those assets and just build on it and go, and everyone would go, yes, I'll buy that. I'd buy it. Fuck it. If it's 70 quid, I'd buy it. But they could also just be making something for PSVR 2 as well. That could be the thing that they're doing. But I hope not, because as much as VR needs to be supported if they are going to make a VR device, I'd rather that they'd have studios working on multiple titles, not having Team Asobi be, what, you liked Astro's Playroom? Well, they're going to VR world now. Buy a fucking headset if you want to experience what they're doing. But no. Okay, that was my thing, because I said Metal Gear. Have you got any more, Hunter?
Alright, I've got one more for the year of 2025 here. Because, PlayStation loves showing us things real
way
far
too
in
early.
advance.
Yeah.
We knew the rest of the PlayStation 4's life cycle in 2016.
It's true, we did.
So, From Software just got done, making Elden Ring. So Sony, has been working to get them in the works for a new deal. And no, it's not Bloodborne 2. People have been going crazy over Konami, letting Silent Hill come back. Instead, they get From Software to make a new Castlevania game in 3D realm.
Interesting.
Because, Canehurst Castle was basically what I could imagine a modern Castlevania looking like. Anyway.
I gave you a counter offer on that one, so I'm going to count you. I also think From Software is going to show up here, and it's not Elden Ring. Yeah, I think that there's going to be a teaser of one of two things. Yeah. One, they straight up do a second Bloodborne. But
I'd be all about that.
But the second, and what I think is more likely, is a PlayStation 5 version of Bloodborne that is 60 FPS. They fix the jank and they give the nerds what they want. Yeah. I
feel like either of those are possible.
The two big quote-unquote rumors that have currently been is that Kojima's working with Microsoft on this cloud gaming thing, random project. That these are basically confirmed. They're not really rumors. They're rumors because they haven't said it. And the second thing is that From Software and Sony have made a deal for something. And it's not Elden Ring. So
yeah.
And Elden Ring, I feel like From's a big team. People don't realize how big of a team From is. They make games really fucking quickly.
Yeah, they make games at a really quick pace. People are pretending like they were starved for content from Elden Ring. It got announced the same year that,
Sekiro came out.
Came out.
And Sekiro came out 2 years after Dark Souls 3,
Yeah.
which came 2 years after Bloodborne. That came 2 years after Dark Souls 2. They came 2 years after Dark Souls 1. They came
2 years after
3
Demon's-
years
Oh.
after Demon's Souls. Because I think it was 2011 that Dark Souls came out. Let's have a look.
Yeah. Well, Demon's Souls came out in 2009.
No, it's definitely 2008 because... let me have a look. Oh, let's look up From Software. You know, we're just doing a load of Googling today.
Yeah.
As you can tell, our podcast this week has very chaotic energy, but we're rolling with it. From Software. Oh god, they make way more games than. Oh, I just thought they just made
Armored
Demon's Souls.
Core. They're gonna bring it back.
Oh no, it
King's
was.
Field.
You know
Get
what?
hype.
You know what, Hunter? You are right. It was 2009. I can see it.
Yahtzee.
And Dark Souls was 2011, so it was 2 years. It was 2 years. Then Dark Souls 2 was 2014. Oh, it was Dark Souls 2 that was 3 years. Then Bloodborne was 2 years. Then Dark Souls 3 was 1 year. They released Bloodborne March 24th, 2015. They released
Dark Souls came out the year
They
I
cut-
graduated.
They released Dark Souls 3, ready? March 24th, 2015. They released Dark Souls 3 March 24th, 2016. In a year exactly.
Amazing.
And Sekiro was March 2019. Elden Ring January 2022.
They sure
And
do love March.
And they said Elden Ring's been delayed. Like they delayed it because of COVID. So they were. My prediction is there's another From game that they've been working on at the same time, and it's probably a PlayStation exclusive. As much as From fans will hate. I mean, I'm not a massive fan of when they take third-party people and just go, "You make a game for just us." It's like, what's the
Yeah.
Just make a new game, Sony. Come on, just put the effort in. Stop buying up. This is the Microsoft shit they did during Xbox One, where they were like, "Oh, you're making a new Tomb Raider. That's ours now for a year. Thank you."
Apparently, they spent way too much money on it too.
Yeah, and it did shit.
Yeah.
Because no one goes, "Oh yes, Tomb Raider. That's the game I play on my Xbox."
Yeah, dude, that was such a strange pick.
And they let Sony have the Destiny deal. It was very weird. I would have 100% have gone after the Destiny
you would just
deal and
assume
not
that
Tomb
those would be
Raider.
flipped just by,
Yeah.
because Tomb Raider was actually on
PlayStation.
Legacy on PlayStation, and Destiny came from the Halo devs.
And PlayStation players just benefited from waiting because they waited, and then when they released Rise of the Tomb Raider, it was the Game of the Year edition, which included all the DLC. So you got like everything that game had when it came out on PlayStation.
Yeah.
It was like they didn't do a standard release for Rise of the Tomb Raider. It was just the one that came with all the content. So it was like such a dumb deal. But yeah, back to your prediction anyway. I think that's hopes and dreams, but I definitely think From will show up.
Yeah, I think there's a decent chance of seeing the next thing that From Software would do. I just wanted to add in the Castlevania thing for
Oh, right.
Yeah.
spice.
That's how we got here.
That's how we got here.
Not gonna lie, I've been listening, but I've been kind of zoned out for the last 5 minutes.
You just heard. Have you ever tried a Souls game, Kyle?
No. No, I haven't.
I think it. Well, you like games with combat emphasis, right? You like.
I think
games with
if I
combat.
were to try a Souls game, it would be Sekiro.
That'd probably be
is-
the one.
The one that aesthetically appeals to me the most.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Other than that, I just haven't been interested. None of them really
No.
just look appealing to me.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I respect it. My final one. This
Thank
one's
you.
definitely not happening. I'm surprised Kyle didn't try and yeet this one out, but every fan of this franchise hates it, so they just want to forget. My final prediction is obviously Square Enix does show up,
Oh, here we go.
and for some reason they bring Kingdom Hearts into it, and it's not. No, it's not a main game. It's another shitty spin-off no
It
one
never
cares about.
fucking is, dude.
Just another shitty fucking spin-off no one gives a shit about, and it's the Birth by Sleep characters when they went off into that fucking portal. It's them again, and no one cares about but except for Birth by Sleep fans, and that's that. No one else cares. But no. I don't know. Who cares? Like, Kingdom Hearts is gone now. Who cares, right? Like,
Kingdom Hearts is done.
This is the longest hiatus we've had from Kingdom Hearts in like years, and it feels great. Like, genuinely.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
the
been pretty good.
hiatus, and it's like, no Kingdom Hearts. So when that day comes, it's ruined. So I hope I'm wrong with that final one.
Like, I'm just waiting for the day when Nomura shows off Virum Rex.
Yeah.
It's not going to be called Verum Rex. You know it's not going to be called Verum
It
Rex.
sure should be, though.
It's going to be called Kingdom Hearts. Bollocks. And then shitty subtitle.
Kingdom Hearts, the Rexening.
Yeah.
RexCon the timeline.
And the X is going to be some stupid stylized thing.
I can guarantee that the subtitle is going to be some kind of parallel to the other side of the same coin and a different universe, and he'll make some kind of metaphor of a title involving some kind of concept like that. And then the whole thing will be like, it's just the other side of the same coin. Verum, Verum Rex is the same as Kingdom Hearts, as Yozora is the same as Sora, and Kairi's still irrelevant.
You see, Sora grew up on an island, and Yozora grew up in the city. Boom.
But they still have a strong heart. Yeah.
Inversions.
Yeah, some rubbish like that.
And our character looks like Noctis for some reason.
Why not?
Because Tetsuya Nomura has a new fixation.
He
got over belts.
He's just the pure incarnation of his spite.
He's gonna make Versus 13 one day.
Whether you like it or not.
But no. I feel like Nomura did say that they weren't that they wouldn't have anything to show for Kingdom Hearts. Oh, I just realized something. What if Persona shows up here?
Oh yeah, it is September. Do you think they're gonna do that, or do you think that they'll just do their own little announcement?
I don't know. I don't think it's a big game, so I don't think it will show up. If it's just like a port of 4, then I don't think they're gonna show up. And if they do, that'll be the most fucking I will go straight to the Twitch chat to watch the reaction, because there'll be a load of people going fucking weeb shit in the comments. It could possibly happen. I would freak out if that happened. I'd freak out.
Pop off, yeah.
They did say something was happening in September, so.
I kind of thought the Persona announcements would just come in Atlas, from Atlas themselves, and not at big directs. But
same, but
I don't know.
I wouldn't be.
I don't know how things work.
I could also see it being the other way, where if something is being announced in a month, they could tie it into something else. Because the thing, if it is a big thing, like Persona 6, I don't think that when the inevitable Persona 6 teaser arrives, whichever of the 17 announcements it is, probably the last one, I don't think they're just gonna be like, here's a blog post on the Atlas website, happy Persona 6 teaser day. I feel like that'll be a big that'll be at an event, or it will be heavily publicized. It's not just going to be a blog post that they put out.
I could see them doing one of those big old mysterious video here with a countdown clock type of deals.
Yeah. Or I can 100% see it showing up at E3 next year or something. It's a Jeff Keighley does his old fucking trick again where he's like, "Oh no, I'm being hacked. Who is it?" And then it's, "Who's behind door number 6? Oh, it's the color green. Fuck."
Pour one out for purple.
But no, Persona would also be a wacky one. I'm going to put that as a wacky prediction as well. It's something Persona.
Dude, I hope it's a Persona 3 and 4 remake. Right after I finished playing Persona 3.
I do, because I don't want to play base Persona. I don't want to play PS2 version of Persona.
Nobody wants to play PS2 Persona 3.
Nope, bye, Kyle.
Oh, no.
Atlas is trying to cut him out. I think you're good. You're
Hello.
back. There you go. Hi. Yeah.
Hi. It's me, guy who's half paying attention.
That would.
Guy who's half falling asleep.
You think you're falling asleep? I've been up for 20 hours.
You're awake enough to do math. You're fine.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's the right number. Yeah, it's close. It's close enough. But no, I think that a Persona 3 remake or a Persona 4 remake would be a big enough announcement to show up at something like this.
Yeah.
100%. I don't know, but that would be too much. If they announced a Persona 4 or 3 remake in the style of Persona 5, and what I mean by that, before you fucking get on me, Persona 3 and 4 fans, is in the art style of proper models, proper built world that doesn't look like it's built out of fucking paper mache and Play-Doh. Like actual. You can keep the random generation if you want. I'd prefer they didn't, but that's just me. It's that whole Pokemon debate of if you're doing a remake, do it fucking properly.
Yeah.
But God, I'd love it, man. Having the TV world dungeons be actual dungeons based off their fucking desires. Persona 3, I don't know how the fuck you'd do it, but Persona 4, that would work.
You wouldn't. You just wouldn't in Persona 3.
Well, they could, but it'd be way too much effort. Be like, each section of Tartarus is its own thing. Like, you'd have to put way too much work. We've had this discussion before, though. But who cares? It's the end of the podcast. Who's listening? Who's really listening?
I'm impressed that we talked about a PlayStation Direct for an hour.
Oh man, I don't even need to talk about Dead Space today.
No, we don't. We can save that for next week. Hooray! Where we will also be talking about, let me check the calendar. Will we be talking about Life is Strange? We might.
Yeah.
We might be talking about
unless we have to record on Friday again.
I mean, I'm free.
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen next week.
You better fucking not.
Hunter, don't tell us you have plans on Monday.
So dead.
Alright, man. I don't have plans as of now, so I probably won't have plans.
It's it's late, so we've had a good show, we've had fun, so let's do it. As always, our links are on screen right now. You can go and follow us on Twitter or check out our YouTube channels if you want to keep up to date with everything that we do in our personal lives. But hey, if you just want to keep up to date with everything Hot Gamers Only, you can go and follow us on Twitter at Hot Gamers Only. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Hot Gamers Only. And hey, if you don't want to look at our stupid faces every week, you can go to the link tree in the description or on our Twitter, where you can find us on your favorite podcast services such as Amazon, Google, and everything else, Spotify, Apple Music, you name it, we're on it. Just search for Hot Gamers Only on your favorite podcast service, and we're there. And if we're not there, please tell me so that I can have the joy of trying to force it on there. But hey, but no, that's been our show. Thank you so much for listening / watching this week. It's been a good one. I've enjoyed this one.
Yeah,
it's been fun. We'll be back same time, same place next week for more. But until then, have an awesome week. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye.
See ya.
Toodaloo.